show can be a little gay,
but if you're not,
that's okay.
You can listen and have fun
Either way.
Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews, Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy.
And this is Tara.
On today's episode, we have a very special guest. It's Kyana Teresa coming back to help us celebrate our 199th episode.
199.
199.
199.99.
So close to be 200.
It is. You know what?
Do we
You're
have
right.
anything big plans for 200?
Oh, we should probably do something, right?
We'll plan a little something.
We have some time. Okay.
This is our lead up. This is our build up with Kyana.
Yeah. I guess we have to bring it next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I hope we have time.
We better work on that.
I hope we have time to figure that out. We have a mail sack, but first let's ask Wendy the question we ask every week, and that is, hey Wendy, what day is it?
What day is it? Tuesday, April 25th. National Library Workers Day.
Okay.
I like libraries. I never go, but I like them.
Sure.
They're relaxing. They can be. And library workers, you know, I've known a librarian in my time. Nice people. So go thank your librarians or your library workers. But do it quietly.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. You can't be loud about it. Gotta be quiet in the library.
Don't spook them.
Oh, they're used to quiet.
Approach them very quietly.
Their workplaces are a lot quieter than most, I'm sure, because everybody's supposed to be quiet in a library. Never thought about that.
Quiet,
Loud noises. I may not like that. Wednesday, 26th. It's a big thing around here. It's National Richter Scale Day.
Oh boy.
We've got one at the news station at which I work, and it's a monitor that just shows a Richter scale. So if something goes down, man, if you're directing, your thing is to hot punch that sucker up and get it on air. It's like, we just had an earthquake. So,
Have you ever been on air with an earthquake yet?
Yeah. I hadn't been the directing that long by myself, and I was set to do the 11 and 10 something or other o'clock. My first earthquake I experienced here. The room started swaying and moving. And I looked back, I was like, is this an earthquake? And the other director was like, yeah. And then we're like, it's still going. And then my next thought was like, I better go to the bathroom now because we're about to go on air early. And we did.
Was everyone like, look at the Richter scale?
No, because we weren't on yet. But then like a producer was like, we got to get on air. And I'm like, there's no anchor. Like, you don't have anybody to put on air yet. They freak out. They're like, get us on air. I'm like, who? With who?
But did it show like on the Richter thing on the wall? That you're having an earthquake?
Yeah. Like if you think about because sometimes, like if you look up at it after an earthquake, it'll show the thing. And then I think maybe someone's always recording it because then if we're not on the air, they'll play it back. So they may have a record going on that thing all the time to make sure we have the big lines.
Nice.
Every once in a while I'll feel like, oh, did something just happen? And I'll look up there. I'm like, nope. It was just the chair is wobbly. That's it.
Truck.
Because when you've been through it, like every little wiggle, you're like, oh, this one. It's one. And then it's not. Thank goodness.
Usually it's not.
Usually
well, guys, I've been talking about the big one as long as I can remember. So
well, then keep talking about it.
Any minute could happen.
No.
Everybody ready? Everybody have an earthquake plan?
I have a bag, one under my bed. I have one in the car, and I did have money, but things happen, and I've spent most of the money. I need to replenish it, but I do have like food things and little radios.
Good. Tara?
Yeah.
My plan's to go over to Wendy's house.
Well, that first one, man, because it was that one on the Thursday, and then that Friday night when I was on the phone with Tara, and another one, and it hit me before it hit where she was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, like things started shaking. And she's like, what? And then I hear, I gotta go. And then she felt it, and after that, I'm like, I'm buying the dang kit because that was scary.
Very smart.
And my friend Lori said, because then I kept feeling like I was feeling it, even if I wasn't. So she's like, put one of your little Funko bobbleheads on your dresser, and if it's wiggling, you'll know.
That's so smart.
Yeah. So young Han for a while was my
was your Richter scale.
Your Richter scale.
My personal Richter scale. Hey, the 27th is National Gummy Bear Day. I like a good gummy candy.
I love a gummy.
I do. Well, which kind?
No, the candy kind.
Okay.
How
well,
dare
me too.
you?
The 28th, you know what? This is a personal day for me and for Tara. It's National Hairball Awareness Day. So
Yeah.
we are very aware of our cats' hairballs when they have them and they just,
Yeah.
and you're like praying it's just a hairball.
Yeah.
That's the easiest.
You're like, oh, what is that? Oh, yeah. Do a little
So,
sniff.
I don't
here's-
miss that about having cats.
Well, it's part of the plan. But hey, in tying into that, April 30th, I'm going to jump to that because it's a big day. You know
Please.
what it is? National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day.
Yay!
very good.
Go
Hell
get a
yeah.
shelter pet because they're all babies and they need homes. So
They do. That's a good day.
go get a baby.
Do you know what this week is in hospitals?
Uh-oh.
No.
Patient Experience Week.
Oh, okay.
That's your
My
thing.
my department's week.
Wow,
So-
that's a big week.
It's a big week.
How does one celebrate that or participate?
Well, we have some special stuff going on for the patients and activities and also for the staff, some activities and prizes. In fact, one of the things I had to do yesterday when I wasn't feeling well was go out and buy a whole bunch of Dodgers stuff
Oh, nice.
for prize packs. And while in there, there was a group of teens that came in wearing ski masks,
Uh-oh.
some of them.
I would run.
And the manager quickly came out and like basically pushed them and said, we're closing, push them out.
Wow.
And this was in a mall.
Yeah.
This is inside of a mall.
Okay.
Pushed them out and said, we're closing, you guys got to get out. I was at the register. And then he locked the doors behind them. And he turned and he was like, those guys have robbed us before. They're in a group and like they just take stuff and they go. Because I remember just looking back and be like, why is that guy? I thought maybe he had like an immune disorder. Like you had to like, that was my first thought. Like you're still, because he had gloves on too. And I was like,
my
okay.
gosh.
Yeah. So he was like, sorry, we'll just keep the doors locked. You could still like,
Wow.
I was like, okay.
What was this? What were you in? What store?
I was in like a sports store in the
Oh
mall.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Like it wasn't like Champ Sports, but it was
Yeah.
like a Pro Image or something like
Okay.
inside of a mall. Like where
Yeah,
are
They
they
just
going to
walk
run?
in
They're
and
going to
take stuff. Yeah.
they're
Well,
going to
nobody's there
run
to stop them.
through the mall out with all this stuff. I mean, the
Well,
guy
apparently it works.
Two of them had like full face things on and gloves.
Yikes.
Like
I'm surprised they let him push him out.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But he was on it right away. He said that
Yeah.
he recognized them because I didn't even know that guy was back there, that manager guy. But he said I was watching and I recognized him right away, and I came out because I was working with another guy at the front.
Dang.
Yeah, and I was like, because I kept hearing him say, "We're closing, we're closing." And I was like, "Oh, it's like early." I was like, "Are they closing?" And I was like, "Oh no, he's just getting rid of those guys."
Kicking them
That's
out.
scary.
Yeah.
That is scary. Well, that's not
Happens all the
fun.
freaking time here, though.
Scary.
I mean, obviously I work for the news business. That's
Yeah.
going to become my new. I work at a hospital, but I work in the news, and
Yeah.
I mean every day it's like the smash and grabs, or people just run into a store and grab a bunch of stuff, and they just run out, and they're like, don't die trying to stop them.
Exactly,
Steal
just
stuff,
stuff.
and it just
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Lovely.
It's
On
so
that bright,
frustrating.
cheery note,
But if you're at a hospital, thank
Yeah.
the caregivers who help.
Yeah.
Create, patient
It's
experience.
a very hard job.
yes, yeah. Good job, Tara.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good week.
Thank you.
Nice job, Tara. Thank you for
I'm not
everything you
eligible
do.
to win the prizes since I'm the one giving them out. So
Sure, yeah.
thank you. I accept your well wishes
Yeah.
as, a second to the cool Dodger stuff that everyone else is going to get.
Well, you deserve it.
I did buy myself a cool Dodger jacket though,
Nice.
because I was like, "Ooh, that's nice. Pick that up while I'm here."
It's fun. Tara and I share an Amazon account, or she uses my Prime. So every once in a while, I'll see like these random bulk items she's buying. I'm like, oh, she's doing things at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
I bought 9 for us. One of like the staff giveaways. They love like the Pop It things, like a little, the game. It's like game little kids like, but adults like it too. But it's like a stress relief thing. The things where you like pop the little things and they come out the other side.
Yeah.
So they love those, and so I got a bunch for staff giveaway. So I think I ordered like $800 worth of it.
Oh
Like
my God.
for the whole thing, because that's like something they really, because we pass them out to the patients, and every time they see them with that, they're always like, "Oh, we wish we
What
could get
about
those."
us?
So this year we're like, we're gonna get you guys some.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute.
yeah. So this is their big week to get some
Nice.
stuff.
That's exciting.
All right then. Well, I did stuff last night.
You did stuff?
I did stuff. I went
Okay.
outside of the apartment and did things. It worked out. So the first thing just as a side note, I went to the Pirates dinner. It's like medieval times, but with pirates.
I've always
in
wanted
Boyda
to
Park.
do
It was a lot of
that.
fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. A group of us went from work, and I tell you, we may have been more spirited than the children. We were definitely more spirited than like most of the adults sitting around. Like we were just yelling and cheering, and I'd look around and there's a whole sections of grown-ups just not doing anything. And they want you to participate. You're supposed to cheer for your pirate. And we're going crazy. I mean, we had a great time. It was a fun group from work that went. So that was a lot of time, a great time. But when I knew that was happening, I thought, okay, I'm going to be in Anaheim, Buena Park. And Renee is doing her play, Midsummer Night's Dream, and it just started Friday, the 21st was
Renee O'Connor.
This was Saturday. Renee, yes,
Gabrielle from Xena.
yeah, Renee O'Connor, and
Friend
she's
of
direct
this
plays, and friend of the pod. And so I thought, it's like a little 30-minute drive over there, and I'm down there anyway. I'm gonna have clothes on, makeup, and it's a long drive. There's a lot of traffic. It took me like an hour and a half to get down there almost. So anyway, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go over it. Worked out timing wise perfectly. Just went over to catch Renee's play, and Renee's mom comes in to help out, and so I can see her too. And Mikey, hey Mikey,
Oh, cool.
Snapchat Mikey
was
Snapchat
there.
Mikey. What up, Mikey?
And so so I decided to catch the play, and it was a lot of fun. It was Midsummer Night's Dream, and I don't I'm a what's the word for just like a not
Casual?
troglodyte. Just like a bumpkin. I don't know Shakespeare. And Shakespeare's never been one of those things that I know a lot about. So I didn't remember what like the story was or anything, but it was a comedy and fun. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. There's all of a sudden there's like fairies, and then there's this other group. Steve Sears was in it. He played the director of a play within the play.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I was once I realized, then I kind of figured, okay, here's what's going on. But it was fun. Like the cast was really good. The woman that played Puck was hysterical, like a scene stealer level hysterical. But
Nice.
yeah, so it was a great night. I stayed, chatted with Renee a little bit after, and her mom, and she was and they live streamed it. It was the same night they were live streaming. So I think that was making her more nervous than she's like, now that's done. Okay, the rest is all good. So it's but it was fun. It was a good night. And I was thinking, I was sitting there, I was like, well, how crazy is this? How it's turned out? Like, after Xena, Lucy, she was kind of a warrior. She's climbing oil ships or whatever she was doing. She's fighting for causes. She's fighting Hercules, basically.
Yeah.
Online all the time. Like, she's out there being sort of this warrior person.
Yeah.
And Renee's literally directing plays. Her company's called House of Bards. Like, they ended up being who they were on the show in a large extent, and it's just crazy, and it's fun.
I've never thought about that, but that
fun.
is so fun, Wendy. You're
she's
absolutely
literally
right.
directing Shakespeare play. Like, she's being Gabrielle in real life, in a sense. And Lucy's out there, and she's not stabbing people with her sword and stuff, but she's
We don't know.
fighting. That's true. But she's not all the time, but she's definitely more of that, like,
Fighting the good fight.
fighting the good
Fighting
fight.
for the greater
Isn't
good.
that crazy?
Yeah.
And
Pretty
Renee's
awesome.
changing lives through art and words.
I mean, come on.
So, I mean, what you could have cast that any better, obviously. But it was a great night. And if you're in the LA area, it's still, I think, got 2 more weekends. I think they do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But it's so, man, the cast must be exhausted because there's a lot of, high energy yelling and hijinks and shenanigans. And,
And you said it's like 3 hours, right? It's a long show.
it was like, it started around 7. I think we get out a little bit for 10:30, and there's a 15-minute intermission. So it wasn't a straight 3 hours.
Got it.
So, but it was good. It was I thought I'm going to be so tired by the end because, it's past my normal bedtime. I get up early, and I just had pirate dinner. So, but no, I was thoroughly entertained.
I was shocked. You jumped into the SNOP thruple last night at like 11:30. I'm like, oh, Wendy's awake.
I just got home. So,
That's awesome.
But it was fun. Glad I got to go. Shall we do some mail?
Let's do it.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to keep going. I'm on a roll. I'm going to start with AK's mail. The title, Whale Shit. I feel like I have to read it like that. Not that that's how AK would pronounce it, but 4 years. 4 years? 4 years. And that's literally with the punctuation. Okay, that's kind of bonkers. Bravo. And I'm not even... Okay, so AK sent a bunch of fruit and flower emojis. Fruit and flowers, because that's the 4th anniversary gift. Over here, it's linen and silk. Shrug. Happy Snopiversary. Thank you so much for so many years of entertainment, you daft buggers. You continue to make our lives better with your random blithering. Here's to the 200.
That's a good way to.
Random blitherings.
I
That's
feel like
a
I randomly
blither.
blither a lot.
just
Yeah.
summed it up.
Needs to go
Yeah.
on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the coming of Ahsoka. And as for Daisy Ridley, Keira Knightley, I reckon we've got a mold. Oh, and as for Daisy Ridley, Keira Knightley, I reckon we've got a mold over here somewhere. We just pop one out each decade. That's
It's
a
Yeah,
good
they
mold.
are similar.
That is a good mold. Don't
good
break it.
mold, AK.
It's a great mold. Yes, to Dave Filoni as the as the story man for Star Wars. That's a guy who seems to understand what his fans want and need this franchise to be, which is incidentally definitely not the same thing. Yes, I'm looking at all the shitty fanboys who want the misogynistic bullshit and no more female characters in Star Wars. I'm sure I'm sure they'd be fine with female characters in the background and his girlfriends, but that's okay.
Yeah, in like bikinis and stuff.
And in bikinis, right? It would be nice if he got some more control. It sounds like he does have a lot. I mean, at least to some extent.
I
I hope
predict
so.
when
He's making the
Kathleen-
movie.
Well, I think when Kathleen Kennedy steps down or is no
Yeah.
longer the head of Lucasfilm, I think he gets that gig.
I think you're right.
Eventually, he will be in that position.
I feel like Jon Favreau could also get it, but I feel like he wouldn't want it because I feel like he'll do. But I think Dave Filoni is Star Wars man and
agree.
Lucasfilm guy. So anyway, AK continues. Frozen meets Kill Bill. Bah! Sounds interesting. I'll be intrigued to find out what y'all make of Ms. Marvel. Oh bugger! I thought I'd sent this days ago. Spring has finally just about arrived. It's been very distracting. Happy nearly 200th, AK.
Nice.
Thank
What did
you,
we describe as
AK.
Frozen meets Kill Bill?
I don't remember.
That is the Acolyte.
Oh, that's right.
Star
How
Wars.
they described it. That's
Yeah. Can't wait to see
Right.
what that actually looks like.
Yeah. And I loved Miss Marvel, so y'all got to catch up.
I know, we
I-
got to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm one in.
None,
All right.
none in.
Oh, it's me now.
Yay.
I got one from Max.
All right.
Happy Snopiversary. Thank you all for the wonderful episodes of nerdy and queer fun and the ridiculously unexpected happiness you brought into my life. I am immensely hyped to go to this year's Z-Night retreat, meet Cynthia, and reconnect with all the amazing Z-Nights out there. Wish you guys could be there too. Snop on and prosper.
I like that.
Max, perpetrator of nightly courting. Max,
I like
yes.
Snap On and Prosper. We're getting some great t-shirt ideas here, guys.
Write it down.
I know. I'm so
Yes.
bummed that we can't go to the retreat this year.
Yeah, just
Mine
too
be
far,
gone.
not
I
enough
know.
vacation,
It
not
went
enough.
from like
Yeah.
45 minutes away from all of us to a 5-hour plane
Long way.
trip. Or 4. Anyways,
45
Fancy
minutes to an hour just to the airport to get
Right.
to.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't believe it's been a
That's-
whole year.
I know.
I know. We were yearning it up a year ago.
Ugh.
But we'll make it back one day. We'll have to make it'll be a big trip, but we have to make it back. We have to.
Yeah.
It's just a thing we have
I'd
to
like
do.
to. I'd like to very much.
Whale, I have an email from Shelby.
Hi, Shelby.
Shelby says, "Hey nerds. Sorry, Beck. I didn't mean to steal your opening, but I couldn't think of another way to start this. Anyway, hey nerds, it's been a minute since I've stopped to say hi and chat. I'm still trying to convince my dad to let me record him answering your questions about working at a candy factory. He keeps saying, no one wants to hear me talk about making candy. Yes, Dad.
to differ.
They do. They are literally asking for this. The people want to know. Give the people what they want. I would love it if Shelby and her dad could jump into a Zoom with us and we could ask her dad all our candy. I feel like that's an episode right there.
Yeah,
Andy.
Don't you think?
I got a lot of questions.
All right. Shelby, please tell your dad this is an official invitation to come onto the podcast. It would be so much fun. I also wanted to let y'all know, but mainly Tara, because apparently it's the first thing on the menu she looks for, but the National Cornbread Festival is coming to town next weekend.
That is so funny because just recently I went out to dinner at a place that had cornbread and I said, "Can I get the cornbread, please?" I'm so excited that they had cornbread.
This is incredible timing.
Just last week, just days ago. Yeah.
Shelby continues, I signed up for the cook-off and made it to top 15. Wow. Okay. But unfortunately didn't make the top 10 to compete at the festival maybe next year. Shelby, that's huge. 15. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's their
My
loss.
cornbread wouldn't make it to the top.
No.
100.
Nope.
You just throw it in the trash.
Oh, wow.
It's trash corn.
The trash corn is just next to the candy corn. Shelby continues.
wow.
I'm running in their 5K, my first 5K, and I've only been training for about 3 weeks, so this will be interesting.
The Cornbread Festival has a 5K.
That's interesting.
Do you get a piece of cornbread at every K?
It's
Like, is
good.
it like one of those beer
Probably
runs?
at the end. Like the wine runs I do, you get it at the end, and then you get
Okay.
to enjoy it after.
I want to be getting cornbread as I go.
I do too.
And then I want a victory cornbread. I want to finish your cornbread. What does the medal look like? Does it have cornbread on it? I have a lot of questions.
You know it has cornbread on it. So yeah, Shelby, give us the lowdown after you've done your first 5K, which you might be running right now as far as we know. So go get it, Shelby.
I'm gonna be disappointed if it's just a picture of a corn. I want it to be like a corn husk and like a cornbread in front of it on this medal.
Or like some like cornbread dipped in metal, so it's like an actual piece of cornbread that they just hand you that you can keep forever.
It's just like a paperweight. It's actually a weapon of some kind.
Okay, Shelby, so many questions. Please let us know what that even looks like. And yeah, it's good carbing up, right? You're supposed to carb up before a run. Cornbread's perfect. It's got a little sugar in there for energy.
Perfect.
This is like makes perfect sense.
The butter keeps you nice and like lubricated.
Yeah, healthy fat, right? Shelby continues. But I am ready for 2 whole days of nothing but cornbread, music, and eating. Lots and lots of eating. That sounds like a great weekend. Shelby, you're living the right life. Kat, can't wait to see you again in Buffalo at EDE. Wendy and Tara, are y'all coming? I hope
wish.
so. Would love to meet you too.
I
That one's in
wish.
July, right?
Yeah, it's in July. What do you think,
Don't
Tara?
offense about that one.
All right.
Just depends on what my
We'll find you.
Charlie situation is.
We'll find you a bed. We'll find you a room. We can make it
Okay.
work. I'll try to do better about stopping by to say hi and send you all some pictures from the festival. Talk soon, Shelby. Yes, please, Shelby. We need
Yes.
pictures. We want descriptions. This could be an entire segment, frankly.
Does the winner of the 5K race get a trophy with cornbread on the top? You know how everybody gets a medal, but like there's
Yeah.
a winner, or they
Right.
get like a.
I don't know what the winners
cornbread.
get because I've never come close to winning.
I've never come close,
no
but
idea.
I've seen them on the little
I have too,
podium.
but I don't
Everyone's
remember.
The few
in the
times I
parking lot
finished
already.
Yeah, the few times I finished in time before the winners have gotten their prizes and left,
Yeah.
and then I come in,
Exactly.
way after the fact.
I don't remember seeing trophies, but maybe it probably depends on the 5K.
Or maybe you get like one of the winning cornbreads. Like you just get a big pan of cornbread, a trough, if you will.
I'd eat that trough. I wouldn't eat the Jello trough, but I just eat cornbread right out of a big old pan.
Sure, yeah. I'd eat both.
Wouldn't even bother to plate it. Just
Why
put it in front
bother?
of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What's the point? So thank you, Shelby. Thanks for reaching out. No pressure. Don't worry about it. Don't apologize. We'd love to hear from you whenever you have time, as we do all of our male sackers.
Male sackers.
And in
We're
fact,
not
we have-
one to judge for promptness. That's for sure.
No, we are not. We're just
Take
happy.
time.
We're just happy people keep showing up.
Yeah.
By the way, as we were speaking about 5Ks, I saw a video of a 98-year-old woman in Atlanta finishing a 5K under an hour.
Incredible. Under an hour.
That's wow.
I mean, she's 98 though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
a 5K,
incredible.
yeah, the winners finish in like 15 minutes, or something
No,
like that.
that's
Or something.
incredible. Good for her.
But I mean, she's 98, and the fact she's doing it at all.
that
I mean,
reminds
good for
me
her.
of a documentary directed by one of our former guests, Liz Vassy. It's called The Human Race. It's a great documentary. It's about running and how there's this stigma that older people shouldn't run. It's bad for your knees. It's not good for your joints. It's actually all bullshit. It's such a great documentary. Fabulous editing, by the way. But no,
By
check it out.
whom?
It's on Amazon and some other spots. It's a really good, awesome documentary. You guys have seen it.
I've seen it
Yes,
twice.
we saw.
Love it. Incredibly motivating.
It's so good.
But
It's
especially
really
the
good.
woman who literally runs across the country.
Yeah.
This woman's insane in a good way. She's just, and as while she's fighting cancer, like she's
Yeah.
literally stopping on her run across the country. And the thing is, she'll go into town and leave her van, have someone drive her back to some random point, and then run back to where she left her van. And like at some point, she like stops along the way to get cancer treatment, and then just keeps on going. I
Yeah.
mean, I just
Incredible.
don't even get it.
Very inspirational stories.
Great
very
movie.
interesting people.
Well
check it
done
out.
movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Check it out. And speaking back to our mail sackers, it's such a mighty sack this week that we're gonna roll off the rest of it into its own episode. So I should say bonus episode. So we'll have a bonus mail sack later this week. So stay tuned for that. But listen, let's get right to it. It's the main event, everybody. Let's go talk to
Ding, ding, ding.
our friend Kyana Teresa. Well, our next guest has been on a few times before. You remember her from The Good Witch, but honestly, she's just an all-around cool person to talk to. So any reason to have her back on, we're happy to do it. Please welcome back to the SNOP, Kyana Teresa.
Welcome.
Doing my own audio track here.
I love it. So welcome back. How have you been?
Thank you so much. I've been so great. I want to say again, congratulations on 4 years, 199
Yay.
episodes. It's honestly so impressive. So impressive. And I'm very excited for episode 200.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say.
Will you, will you be listening to 200?
Absolutely, I will.
Well, thank you for that. We appreciate that. It's very nice. So since we talked to you, you've had a very big year. Mm-hmm. You were about to head out to your very first fan convention the last time we talked to you.
Was it that long ago?
It was.
We haven't updated anything since then? Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh my God, we have so much to talk about.
I know. And so, why don't we start there? So you did UK Fan Fusion. That was in September.
Yeah.
Now, that was your first convention, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like virtual or otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us everything. How was
Oh
that? That
my
must have been
gosh.
overwhelming.
It was the best weekend of my life. It is like my favorite memory. I feel like, not to get whatever, but like when I'm on my deathbed and I'm like, what were my top moments?
Wow.
That weekend was so beautiful and so memorable. And it was just one of those, like, what is my life? Like, what is happening? What do you mean I'm getting like flown out to Europe? And like, what do you mean? Or the UK, I should specify. But I had a wonderful time. I was super nervous going into it. And I remember for the opening ceremony, we're kind of like in this adjacent room to the conference room, and they're like announcing us one by one. And I'm like sweating. I'm like, and the thing is that you don't know what the conference room looks like. You don't know how many people are there. You don't know the layout. Like, we haven't seen it at all. So I'm just like, I'm walking in blind. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just like pacing around back there. And then they said my name and I came out, and somebody handed me a microphone, and I thought that they were, I didn't know what to do with it. I thought that they were just like giving it to me to just hold on for a sec. I don't know.
Here, hold this
Like,
for a second.
Yana, say something. And I'm like, what? Oh, hi. It was very silly. But yeah, it was just like a whirlwind. We got to do the meet and greets, and the autograph signings were so much fun. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was like nervous. I was like, nobody's going to be in my line. Like, because we're all doing it in the same room, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, like all of the guests are there, and then people just line up in whatever line. I was like, there's not going to be anyone in my line. And I had like the longest line both days.
Nice.
Maybe I'm just really slow at signing autographs, but
Well, hey,
You
no,
milked it. Yeah.
Take the win. I
but
say
it was
take the
so
win.
good. No, and they were super efficient too. Like, I actually wanted to take more time, and they're like, Kyana, like, we have a ton of people to get through. And I'm like, good problems though.
Yeah.
And I was so blown away by how far people traveled. There was one person who was there. Her name was Kelly, I remember, and she flew all the way from Australia.
Wow.
She's also in a wheelchair, so I know that like that could not have been an easy journey. I think she said it was like 26 hours or something ridiculous. And I was like, thank you for being here. Like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
So, and then, oh gosh, I met this older woman who had me in tears, and we were both just crying together. And she was like, if I had your like the representation that you brought when I was growing up. Like I would have come out so much earlier. My life would have been so much easier, so much so different.
Wow.
And I'm glad that like young people can have that now today, but damn, like I've really been through it, and I'm so glad that I'm like here to witness it. And we're all listen, it was just a big cry fest. We're all just crying. Yeah, it was really beautiful, and people brought gifts, and also I got to meet Renee O'Connor.
I was gonna say you were with some pretty iconic other guests.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to keep my cool. I was like, listen. I watched Xena growing up because my mom was a huge Xena fan. And so it was like always on the TV. And I was like, my mom would die right now if she knew I was next to you. She's like, let's call her. I was like, oh my God. So we FaceTimed my mom. And I was like, hey, Mom, I have somebody I want you to meet. And I turned the camera and she's like, oh my God. And then they just gushed about me. And I was like, Mom.
Of course.
But Renee's been like so
cool.
wonderful, and we've kept in contact. And yeah, we were trying to arrange. She's been doing some plays in LA, and
I just went last night to see her play.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
see,
in
I was cast in one of her plays as one of the female leads.
Breaking
But
news.
because I don't have my like working papers for the US, unfortunately,
Kyana.
I didn't think it was going to be an issue, but it was. So my agent was like, let's not have immigration find out about that, because that might ruin your chances when you do apply. So I was like, damn it. But we're definitely like, when that happens, when I get my papers, we're definitely going to be working together in the future. So
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
going to be, we will be there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
so
That is
iconic.
So cool.
And
That
she's
is
so
cool.
lovely, and you know, she's like a veteran, right, at these things. And Chelsea was amazing. Chelsea Reese. She just had my back. She was like, okay, Kyana, you're a con virgin. Here are all the tips and tricks. Here's what you need to know. Here's how to like hug people.
How do you, okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
please.
Okay,
tell
so
us
I'm
about
going to
that.
give you an insider tip. Okay.
Please.
I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she's like, here's the thing. You're going to be hugging people all day. That's a lot of armpits on you. That's a lot of other people's, like, you know, bodily whatever. So she's like, so if you're going in, if somebody's going in for a hug, you want to make sure you're above. You want to be above. You don't want to be underneath.
That is a good idea.
Because you're going to stink by the end of the day.
That's very smart.
Not that people themselves are smelly, but like, you know, enough people, enough armpits, and they're all on you. So you go up.
Yeah. And it just looks like you're really excited to hug that guy.
Yes.
Come here, you know?
Be the above hugger. And I was like, that is
Above hugger.
genius. That is genius. And I never would have thought of that. And she's like, trial and error, girl. Like, you do enough of these things, you learn the hard way. And I was like, I'm so glad for you. And, you know, she came to my Q&As, and she was like in the audience asking me questions. I'm like, Chelsea, do you not have other things to be at? She's like, no. It was wonderful. And we all bonded and had such a great time. We went out drinking after, and just, it was like a sleepless weekend. It was delirious, and it was a blur. And then I stayed afterwards to travel a little bit. I went to Italy after. And I had such a wonderful time. Oddly enough, I had the worst pizza of my life.
Oh no! Tell us.
I know.
How does that happen in Italy?
Only me. I was eating mostly pasta, which was very good, of course. But every time I didn't have a chance to have pizza yet, and so on one of my last days, I was like, I'm just gonna order from like Uber Eats or skip the dishes, I think it was. And I posted it on my Instagram. I have to see if I still have it. But the pizza was paper thin.
Oh.
It was rubbery. And also one of them came with an egg.
Oh, no.
An egg.
Okay.
Like a fried egg on top, which was weird, but fine. But the egg was rubber. Like it was, I've never seen an egg this like texture consistency. I threw both of them out. I was like, I can't, it's inedible.
Yeah.
So
That's a
like, leave it
bummer.
to me to find like the worst pizza place ever in Italy.
Of course.
But yeah, it was quite the experience. And it was like my first time traveling solo.
Oh.
So that was like scary, but it's character building.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it for the plot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And did you do photo ops? You did some photo ops at that convention too, right?
Yes. Yeah, we did photo ops and then we did selfies as well, which was kind of like a last minute added thing, which was really fun. But I got nervous because a lot of the people were like, "Oh, can you take the photo?" And I'm like, "There's a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure." And also, we were in this room and there wasn't great lighting, and it was just. I did my best. I did my best. Somebody said I took selfies like a millennial, and I was like, I don't know what that means, and I feel like it's an insult. I'm like, I didn't realize there was a Gen Z like cooler way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
still
that
don't
up.
know what it is.
that
I
is-
don't.
yeah.
I was just doing like it was normal.
How
Yeah,
else do
like-
you do it?
I think maybe it was because I did portrait and not landscape. But I don't think why would I do landscape for a selfie?
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a millennial, so
Same. So,
as long as it's
I
not
don't
like
know.
you know from the MySpace days where like the angle is up here, like above you.
Yeah. Any memorable photo op requests as far as for the regular ones? I know we talked about some of the strange things you might get. Not strange, just interesting, fun.
Yeah.
Very.
It was a very wholesome one where somebody
Okay.
made ice cream cones.
Oh.
So we would have like an ice cream cone walk in the park kind
Oh,
of thing.
that's right. Cute.
That was really
Okay.
sweet. Were there any crazy ones?
How many
Everyone was-
firefighter outfits did you pose with?
Not a ton. There was more bow ties.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
was
easier
more
to
bow
travel
ties.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. Everyone was really polite and really wholesome. Like I was like, let's do something crazy. And they're like, it's okay. We can just stand next to each other. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, I've done that. When one of my first photo ops ever, I was so awkward and uncomfortable. I was like, I'm just gonna stand over here, and you guys stand. Like, I get it. It's not you. It's them. You know what I mean? Like, it's very nerve wracking.
Somebody
I
had
feel
a
like-
sign that said like gay panic. And I was like, amazing.
It's a good one.
That's what that is. Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
wish
your
there was
first
more
time,
raunchy
right?
ones.
Doing
It was.
photo ops. Well, I feel like when it's someone's
yeah.
first time around, you know, people just they want the picture. Like you look nice, I look nice, we look normal. And then
That's a good
like
point.
you do more cons and they're like, I want another picture, but I want to do something different. That's when they start pulling all the crazy stuff out.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
totally
yeah.
right.
Because
They've
they
got
already
their
have
nice,
the like
normal-
nice prom.
Right.
Right.
We did do some prom ones. We did do some prom ones where I was like, you know,
Holding them
Holding-
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're holding you. Yeah.
it was very wholesome.
Adorable.
And it was just nice to see like familiar faces because you know you meet them the first day and then I remember there was some people. So my first meet and greet, like the VIP meet and greet. So it's like a smaller group of people in a room and like we go and we have like I don't know 15 minutes or something to hang out. And then one of them, or there was just like really good buzz around it. And people were saying how much fun it was. And so they like bought a second one for the next day. And I was like,
Aw.
guys.
Ooh.
So I feel like I made a lot of friends and like familiar faces. And I've kind of like seen them afterwards. So it's just nice to put faces to names. And I'm like, oh my God, you're this person from Twitter. You're this person from Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Start recognizing people.
It's so fun.
Cool.
So did you? So you said that you guys would like kind of you and the guests would go out afterwards and like hang out and stuff. So you would have. It's the other guests were Charlotte Sullivan was there, Zoe Palmer, Emily Andress, Renee O'Connor. I know there's a couple other ones.
Chelsea Reese. Is that it? That might be it.
Was it?
Oh, no. And
Natalie?
Natasha.
Natasha. That's right.
Don't ask me how to say her last name.
It's fine. She's not listening.
Greek.
So, you know, as much as you feel comfortable telling us, like, who's the biggest drinker? Who has the most fun? Like, can you spill a little bit of that tea?
Hilarious. Were we all? I don't. Let me think. Not sure that we were even all at this. We all at the same hotel.
Got it.
I didn't really see. We must have been. I feel I didn't see some people. They like slept in or whatever. Kelsey's definitely the biggest partier.
Okay.
100%. She was like on the dance floor talking to strangers, you know, just like schmoozing, like doing her thing, like social butterfly. She has the so much confidence and the biggest personality. And it was like we were just sitting there and like I'm telling you, men were just like flocking. We were also at a hotel that was like full of men. It was a golf hotel.
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
it was like it was called the Belfry. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it was, but it's over.
Yeah.
And whatever. But it was called the Belfry, and it's like they have the PGA training and stuff there, and PGA tours. So it was just a bunch of like golf bros. It was very odd. It was a beautiful, beautiful hotel, but
Interesting mix of people.
interesting dynamic. And I was like, this is not my comfort zone for sure. But they obviously loved that there was like, you know, women around, and they're like, hey, what's up? Can we buy you some drinks? And Chelsea's like, yeah.
Free
And I'm like,
drinks.
no. But it was awesome, and everyone was super sweet and respectful, and yeah, hangovers were real.
Oh no.
But it is what it is.
What is your hangover? What's your go-to hangover? Their recipe, or what's it? What am I trying to?
Cure.
Recovery? Cure, yeah.
Well, listen, you're gonna hate me. Everyone else was hungover and not me. Here's the thing: I don't get hangovers.
You're a pro.
Wow. Come on. Wow.
It's my little flex. It's not that I do it, but like, here's the balance. So what happens is, I have a very low drinking tolerance. So if I go one drink too many, I'm sick. Like I don't get drunk. I will just be nauseous, and I'll
you go straight to sick.
Yeah, it's not
brutal.
Yeah. So I will have all the sickness the night of, and then I'll wake up the next morning and I'll be fine. I'll just be like tired, but I won't have a headache. I won't be nauseous or anything like that.
Got it. Interesting.
But I don't know. My biggest thing is just hydrate. For every drink you have a glass of water.
It's very smart.
1 to 1. 1 to 1.
It's good advice.
You're gonna pee a lot, but
it's better
it is
than
what
the
it is.
alternative. Exactly.
What's your drink of choice?
I'm a gin girl.
Ooh,
I really like
classy.
gin.
Very classy. Very British.
There's a specific drink right now that I'm really obsessed with, and you probably can't get it where you are because I'm pretty sure it's Canadian. It's called it's called it's called Bee's Knees, and it's like a drink. It's like slightly sweetened with like Ontario honey, and it's so light and good. There's also something. Tell me if you guys have it. It's called Gin Smash.
I know.
By Georgian Bay, I think is the company. It's incredible. It's just like a citrusy gin mixed drink. I love a Caesar.
Nice.
I love a whiskey sour.
Sure. How do you feel about old fashions?
Mm.
You know?
I want to like them. I feel like they're a very cool drink to have. It's just not for me. I feel like it's one of those, like, it's putting hair on my chest. I'm like, this is strong. This is a strong. I don't want to say a man's drink because I know a lot of women who love an old fashioned. But you know what I mean? I'm just like, it's a little too strong.
Too much.
It's all booze.
Yeah.
With some sugar.
Not enough. Not enough sugar.
Okay, and then you did a virtual con. You did Earp Curse Con in December.
Yeah.
So when you get the call from an Earp convention to come and be a guest, how did that go? What were what was your first reaction to getting that phone call?
I was like, are you sure? Do you have the wrong number? I don't know if you can hear her. She is freaking out behind the door.
No, not a thing.
Okay, good. Tinkerbell, that is. Don't have like somebody locked up.
A human person.
Who's back there?
Tinkerbell is a cat. Yes, let's just be clear about that.
I was like, what? Are you sure? Huh? Me? But I'm just really flattered. I'm like, are you like the fact that the Earp family is like so welcoming and is open to having me there. It means a lot. It really does. I feel loved and accepted.
Well, and everyone is welcome in the Earp family.
That's right.
Amen. And I've totally felt that. And it was cool to do an online convention. It was different for sure. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to see what happens. But they were super organized. Their tech was on point. Yeah, it went really, really well. I was like pleasantly surprised. And the guests were lovely. I saw Kat made a little surprise appearance. Kat Crimmins, that is.
I was like, yeah, you did a panel with Kat. What are you talking about?
I was like, Kat, what are you doing here?
I just wanted to say hello and congrats on your convention. And yeah, it was nice to see you.
Oh, did you pop in?
I did. We did a
Nice.
selfie.
We did a selfie.
And what's cool is that the selfies, I think, are supposed to be like a minute or something. And then we ended up talking for about 5 minutes. They're cool.
They're so short.
They were very generous with giving us a little bit of extra time. But yeah, very well run. Love those guys.
Yeah.
Winnie, everybody over there is awesome.
I feel like that was the hardest part, was like the short, like the really strict times. And like they were good. They were really good about being like, you know, you need to take longer, okay, but like, you know, we got to stay on track. But I'm just like, but you know, you're here, you're like spending money. I want to be able to give you as much of me as possible, and I want to get to know you. And like, there's only so much you can do in that short time. You know what I mean? But I'm like, but I guess this is the name of the game, so we keep it moving. But I just, oh gosh, everyone was so sweet and lovely, and it just made my heart really warm.
Yeah.
And that was the day before my sister gave birth. I remember I was there and I was like, I might have to duck out at any point. Like, she's like in labor right now.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was just, it was a beautiful day. It was a wonderful day. And I was like, yay for queer babies.
We need more queer babies.
We need more queer babies. Amen.
And you and Kat did a panel together. You did the Bewitched panel.
Yes.
How did that go? So Kat was supposed to be at the UK Fan Fusion, right? But she had to cancel because of work commitments, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So that you finally got to be together virtually, but still, how was that? That must have been very exciting to kind of come together and celebrate your work together.
It was. We wanted to do it together, like in person. But I think because of the scheduling of the days, like our individual commitments, it just didn't work out because we wouldn't have time to like drive back to our own houses and whatever.
Totally.
But yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, I talk to Kat all the time. I'm seeing her on Thursday. We're going to yoga. We're going to yoga and lunch.
Amazing.
Man.
We live like pretty close to each other, so
Not the yoga part. No.
But yeah, it was really cool to like be able to kind of time travel back a bit and answer like good witch questions and like reminisce and like go back and think about Joy and Zoe and our experience there, which was so special and so magical and like life-changing in so many ways for me. So it was really nice. How was it on the it was streamed on Twitch, I think. I don't understand any of that and how people tuned in and what it looked like, because for us it was just like a Zoom call.
Sure.
But then there was all this, like, I guess there was like chats and stuff happening. We couldn't see any of it.
Got it.
So
But
you just saw each other. But
yeah,
not
it
all
would
the
look just
people
like this.
watching. Oh,
Got it.
So hopefully people liked it. I don't know. Wasn't there.
I think.
Is it still up? I don't even know. I didn't go back and look. I never go back and listen to my stuff.
No, you have a hard time doing that.
Yeah. It's really uncomfortable. I'll watch my acting stuff. I mean, I have to for auditions when we do self-tapes, like you have to watch it back.
Sure.
I'll usually watch like 75%. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I got the gist. I do like watching my like actual performances back. Not back, but I'll watch it when it comes out. And I always feel like I'm a little bit nervous. I'm like, oh, what if I don't know how they edited it or which take that they use, and I don't know if I'm gonna like my performance. But every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, it's great. I'm always like pleasantly surprised. I'm like, I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's as if I know what I'm doing.
It's almost as if maybe I should quit my day job. Yeah. No. I don't know how we got here. Yes, I did not go back to watch the Twitch thing if it's still up there. Yeah, I'm like, well, in case I said anything embarrassing, I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen. So
I like that attitude.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Confidence. That's right.
Exactly. And then you had gaming calls, right? What was that like?
Oh my
I've never done a
God.
gaming
What are
call.
gaming calls?
What are gate? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
I had the same question. So there are these they're like, gosh, they're available to the public. I can't remember what it's called now. I remember it got really popular during the pandemic when people were at home. So like you can play these games online with friends, and everybody gets like a room code.
Got it.
But there was 2 games. One was like this, like a murder mystery kind of thing, and you have to answer trivia questions. And then the other one was like also a trivia game, but you have to like make up your answers, and you have to like choose who's like.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think
It
of
was
the name.
something.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I'm super competitive. The first game, the like murder mystery, like murder room one, was really, really fun. And I kicked ass, and I did win. I was like, sorry, everyone, but not sorry at all.
I'm here to play.
I was like, I'm here to win. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to crush you all. Just putting it out there. And I talk the talk and I walk the walks.
Wow. Okay.
It is what it is. But no, that was super fun.
We need to have a game next time
Yeah.
around. We are
Yeah, we
so
gotta-
having a game.
Definitely.
Please.
All
I
right,
see Kat writing that down.
I'm writing it down.
Well, maybe
Great game.
she'll get a little competitive later.
That's
when,
true.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, please. I grew up in a family. There's 4 kids. I'm very competitive. You got to like fight for your attention,
Yeah.
fight for your place. So
Sure.
Where are you in the order?
I'm
of
number
the
2.
4? Okay.
Okay.
So I'm like middle. Like 2 and 3 are kind of like the middle kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you identify with like middle kid energy?
You know what? I identify with first, like eldest child energy. Interestingly, I do have an older sister, but the dynamic in which we grew up was very much like I was the responsible one, taking care of the younger ones. So I did feel like I had to take a bit of that like caretaker role on. Now that we're grown ups, I guess a little middle kid. We're all older now, so the dynamic is different, and there's like big gaps as well. But like my little brother and my little sister will always be babies to me.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna buy a car? But you're a child. Children can't buy cars. You're not.
Drive.
You can't go on a trip by yourself. Who's gonna look after you?
Who's chaperoning?
Yeah. He's like, Kyana, I'm 27. I'm like,
No, you're not.
are you though?
I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Well, unless there's any other con stuff you guys want to talk about, we could move on to our next big topic.
Oh, let's do.
Let's
And
do
you
it.
have- Well, I got Tinkerbell's back there, but was it your other cat? Do you have another cat?
Simba.
Simba. That's what I thought. It's like there's an orange one that I remember.
My
but
orange
I could
boy,
not-
yes.
Okay.
My little
What's
sweet
he up
potato.
to?
Yeah, is he in trouble?
napping.
Is he locked in a different place or?
He's not in trouble. He's not in trouble. Unfortunately, it's kind of like an all or nothing situation. So when she's acting up, unfortunately, he's gonna have to take it up with her. Because if I leave the door open, she's gonna come in and she's not allowed. And if I close the door with him in it, he'll get freaked out because he's like, "Oh no, I'm trapped." Also, there's no litter box, and like I don't want
I don't want that mess. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to revoke both of your privileges. Like, Simba, bring it up with your sister. Figure it out.
Exactly.
Well, with cats, they'll freak out for a few minutes and then they'll just fall asleep. At least that's
Yeah.
what mine do.
I'll
Like, oh my
bring them
gosh.
in. I'll bring them in at the end for a little,
Oh,
One-on-one time.
and then
Yeah,
immediately
some
bring them
FaceTime.
back out. Yeah.
Well, just recently you wrapped on a new Christmas movie that you're starring in, directed by one Kat Barrell. What was that like? Again, tell us everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Less about me and more about her. I'm just so proud of her. I was there when, she first got the gig, and she was like doing this, like kind of not for the first time, but like the first time on like this kind of bigger scale. And she just handled it so well. and she was so organized, and she had like binders and binders, and she's like, okay, I'm going to like go to the library from this time to this time, and I'm going to work from here to here. And she was just like, Kyana, in the 15 minutes that we've been on this phone call, I've gotten 47 emails. Like, it's insane. And there's so many cooks in the kitchen, and this is all like pre-production, like before we've even gone to camera. Like, there's just so much that has to be done. And yeah, so it was just really wonderful to get to see her like grow into that. And I know that she is like a director at heart, and like that's really where like her passion lies. So it was just so wonderful to see. And then being on set with her was so crazy because now we're in these like different roles and different dynamics, and I see her with her little headset on, and like oh gosh, I'm just like, girl. It was beautiful, and I was just rooting for her the entire time. And God, she's such a good director. And because I think the best directors are actors who have acting backgrounds. There's like technical directors, and there's actor directors. And the actor ones like know how to speak to the cast and know how to get the best performance and know how to like articulate exactly what they want, and like work with you with the character. So it's very collaborative. It's very dynamic. She's super supportive, and she was like checking in all the time. Like, are you good? Do you need anything? Or, it was really cool to see her in that. And I'm like very grateful to have like, had a little appearance in there. And, yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Nice. I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's going to be awesome.
And this is a Christmas movie, right? So
I'm
not going to see it for a little while. But it's going to be here fast. It's already.
Yeah, I assume for this Christmas, and like you know, they whip these things out so quickly. So
yeah, nice.
I can't even imagine you get your a big directing job like that, and you're so excited. It's like, I'm gonna make you start to have like creative ideas and the things you want to do. Then all of a sudden it's like you said, 47 emails. I'm oh my gosh, now I've got to deal. There's so much more you have to deal with than just being on set and being a director. When I'm sure in that kind of role.
It sounds so stressful. And because the director, and I'm not, I've not been a director, so I can't like speak to it from experience, but like they have their hands in every single thing. Like she has to sign off on all of these decisions. Right. But also the decisions that like she wants to make also have to get approved by production, right? Like she's not like the head of it. She also has to like answer to the production team. And, but like she was there for the wardrobe fittings, and she was like, no, I like this outfit. I like this one. So she was super involved in all the parts of it, like the casting, really good about like working with the script and being like, this is my vision for it. I want it to be like this, and like fighting for things that she really believed in, and how she wanted to see things. It sounds like you're so many balls are in the air at once. And I'm sure she didn't drop a single one. But like, goddamn, 47 emails?
Yeah.
Couldn't be
intense.
Me.
So because you'd had worked together before, did you feel like you had kind of a shorthand with her, where you guys were kind of on a certain level together, where you knew exactly what she was asking for, or what, she knew what you needed to hear at a particular time? Did it help that you'd worked together?
It helped in terms of like, just like a comfortability. But it was like a new dynamic, I guess, right? Like it, but also I was like trying to be super professional too, right? Like on set, I'm like, oh, I can't be like too comfy with the director over here, right? Can't be setting a precedent for like the other people, right. But it was really fun, and it definitely takes a lot of the pressure off, because yeah, you're comfy, and like this is your friend, and obviously you know that they have your back. They're going to make you look as good as possible. I want to make her look as good as possible. And yeah, I can't, like, I'm seeing her on Thursday, and we're going to have like a full debrief about how everything went, because shooting continued after I wrapped, and then now they're in post-production, and I can't wait to hear how it went, and if she's like going to be doing another one, or she wants to do another one. It sounds like it was really
want to do after that. Maybe it's
she's not like too traumatized from this one.
I just thought I'd be able to be creative, and I had to do all this other all the other stuff weighs you down. So
but I think that this really like fills her cup.
It's gotta be interesting being on set too. Like, it's your friend who's doing this, to where it's like a comfort level, but also there's part of you that I think I would be like I want them to do well. And I'm like, are they doing good? How's it going? Is everybody else treating them good?
Is everybody nice to you?
Respect your
Do I need to
director.
talk to
She's my
anybody?
friend. And yeah, or as opposed to someone that maybe you just met, you don't have that personal investment in. You just hope they're a good director and do a good job. But but you're also like, that's my friend. I want her to succeed. And how's she
I
doing?
think my main thing was like trying to like keep my excitement down. I wanted to be like, that's my friend. Look at her. Look at what she's doing. I'm so proud of her. And I'm like, Kyana, keep it together.
You can't clap for her every time she walks by.
No, unfortunately. I could, but yeah, gosh. And yeah, if I could have her direct everything that I've like could be in, I would. She's so talented, and like this is completely unbiased. Like just from like a pure actor's perspective, like I how she handles me and like is one thing, but like seeing her interact with everybody on the crew, all of the other cast, I'm like, she's made for this.
No, you worked with enough other directors at this point to where you've got something to judge it by, and you don't have to be biased to just see her compared to other people. Not that they weren't good directors, but you see what she brings to it.
And the thing is that and there's not a lot of female directors that like I've personally worked with. Only like a small handful, and I don't know, it's different. It's different. I think it's different in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love so many of the directors that I've worked with, but there is again like there's this comfortability that happens when you have a woman, and they're just so caring and sweet and like attentive and yeah. Mm-hmm. And like we were on set one day, and I was holding like my props, and like we cut, and normally like I was holding like a grocery bag and like some other things. And so when you cut, the prop person will come and take them from you. And he was like busy doing something. And Kat's like, oh my gosh, look, let me take that from you. I'm like, Kat, no, no, that's not your job. Like they can't see you like holding the props. Like no, it's fine. I'll hold it. I'll like put it down. It's not a big deal. And she's like, no, let me hold it for you. I'm like, Kat, you know what I mean? But she just like wants to make sure that everybody's like happy and feeling good and cared for. Wow. Yeah, it's just like the little things, the little touches that make a difference. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to watch this movie. And I got to meet Varun in person because I had only met him at the Earp Curse Con, virtually, and so it was nice to, meet in person. And he's so lovely, and so funny and talented. Oh my god!
Do you guys have scenes together? I don't want you to spoil anything.
Oh,
but you have scenes together. Okay, great.
Okay,
that's fun.
And I hope that they use some of the takes because we did like some improv for it, and I really hope that it made the cut. But he's a spicy character. I was like ready to punch him after every time. I'm like, how dare you?
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
how many days on set were you?
Just 2.
Long? Okay, great. Nice.
Quick and dirty.
I know.
Can't wait.
In and out. And I was there on day 1, which is always really special.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
it's like everybody's like fresh, everyone's excited coming together. And there's always like hiccups and stuff, but everybody's like on level playing field. So yeah, it's good energy.
Well, everyone's debriefing meeting.
Once you get to day 14, everyone's like, oh my God, I haven't slept in 14 days. Just get me out of here. And everyone's like a little delirious and crazy. But first day energy, it's like first day back at school,
Those movies like that, they're pretty. They don't have real long shoots, do they? It's like a few weeks, isn't it?
The shortest one that I've done, I think 12 days.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's wild because you can shoot a movie in 12 days, but an episode of television will take 14 days. Yeah. One episode. Which could be half an hour to an hour, but like with commercial breaks, it's like 42 minutes or something like that. But you can make a 90-minute movie.
I mean, it says a lot about the crew,
right?
Just being
organization,
able to move quick.
Amazing. Organization, crew, quick changes, And so many things happen on the fly, and you have to just adapt. Like there was weather stuff that was happening. It was like raining one day, it was snowing one day, it was sunny one day, and you have these exterior shots, and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I sometimes wonder about that when I see like rain or elements, and I'm thinking, okay, do they have a rain machine? Is this part of the thing, or did it just rain that day? And they're like, all right, it's raining. Grab an umbrella. We're doing the scene.
I would say that if it's raining, it's intentional rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise they would have to have like costume umbrellas. Like they can't just use, like all of it needs to be pre-planned.
Right.
So from my experience, I would say that any rain is fake rain, quote unquote.
Okay. They're not just going to plow through and
Yeah.
No. And if it was raining and it's not supposed to be, they'll put up these like big tarp things over top in order to protect them. But especially because, just like makeup, costumes getting wet, stuff like that, it's a little bit dicey. I was actually talking to somebody the other day who was like talking about Good Witch, and like they had been watching this, like older couple. They were so sweet. They're like, we've watched every episode of every season. And they were asking me about the shooting locations, like for Grey House and everything. And I was like, oh, like we do that all in studio. And they were like, what? I thought that was like a real house. Like, are you telling me like Martha's office, like City Hall, like that's not a real place? I'm like, no, it's all a set. Movie magic. I mean, like maybe in the early seasons, but then once you get more funding and stuff, you just bring it all in studio. It's easier than like shuttling people to different locations. And I'm like, it's like a weird little town in this big studio.
wow.
Where you're walking down this like street and there's like fake backdrops of trees. And then you're going to go into like Bell Book and Candle, and like it's a whole fully furnished store with like soaps and candles and like props and stuff that Catherine works out of. Oh my gosh, what's her character's name? Cassie.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
There's so many C's.
Yes.
I'm like, there's Cassie, there's Catherine, there's Cassie. That Cassie works out of, and then you go next door and you're in City Hall, and then you go next door and you're in Grey House. Like it's all just like this little made up town. Movie magic.
Did it totally ruin it for them? Were they devastated or
Right.
They were shocked. They were like,
Oh,
"Are
okay.
you serious? Like I thought they shot it here." I'm like, "No." Like, okay.
That's not in some quaint little town and no.
I mean, there's some things like if you're shooting exterior, like you'll shoot just the exterior of the house, but we're not actually inside of the house shooting it. Yeah.
Any chances the Good Witch comes back? Maybe. Have you heard anything about that? Maybe like a movie or something.
I don't know. I
No
not,
inside scoop.
If I had it, I
Why?
would, and I'd give you like a little wink, even just to
Okay.
you guys. But I have heard
know.
it's crickets.
Okay.
No, that was a fake wink. That was a fake wink. No, crickets. I have not heard.
Was that the wink?
There's a wink.
No.
But I'm going to be working on a Hallmark thing in the next couple of months.
Nice.
And, depending who's there, I can definitely
Okay.
ask some cues.
You,
Never hurts to ask, you know what I mean? But I have been in touch with like the executive producers and stuff, and
Nice.
I haven't heard anything. So
all right. Well, shoot out some cues. Give us some A's.
absolutely.
And, let us.
You'll be the
news.
first ones I call.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna text you a wink.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
No,
Ooh, okay.
It's on.
We'll know what that means.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to bring out your competitive side here a little bit
Oh boy.
at the end here.
I'm
So
ready.
we want to see what you got. We have a newer segment that we're doing with our guests and with each other. And it's timed. Just know that, first of all, going in. So you can form your game plan.
Okay.
It's called the SNOP Seat. So we're going to ask you a series of questions. And we want you to answer the first thing that comes to your head. And again, you are timed. So we're each going to be asking a block of questions.
You can
Yes,
pass.
Okay. Yeah.
That means we come back at the end. So you do have to answer all questions, but if you're kind of stumped on one, you can pass it, and then we come back at the end.
That's very generous. Thank you.
Go.
The timing is like giving me. I'm stressed.
That's the competitive part.
That's
That's what we're
Yeah,
going
do a
for.
little
We
something.
we want you to be stressed.
We're
Great.
sweating bullets here.
I am. I'm like,
It's a very
I'm like
serious game.
tapping my fingers here. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go. Let's do this. I'm ready. I was born
Okay.
ready for this.
I believe in you.
I'm in the
All
zone.
right.
Ready with your timer, Kat?
I got it. Oh,
You got the timer. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. You tell us when to go, and I'm going to start with the questions. Kiana, are you ready?
I'm going to count you down from
Okay.
three.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Go.
If you had to eat only one meal for the rest of your life, what would
Pizza.
it be? Okay. If you could live in any time period, which one would you choose?
Now.
If you could live in any fantasy world, which one would you pick?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay. If you could co-star in any movie with any actor, who would it be?
Viola Davis.
Nice.
What's the world's worst pizza topping?
I think we know.
I know you want me to say pineapple. Pineapple.
What is your favorite cocktail? Oops, see, we touched on it.
Oh, we already covered that.
Favorite. It's gin. There's gin in it. It's not gin and tonic. It's probably a gin and soda.
Okay. Favorite sandwich?
Grilled cheese with pickle.
Who's your favorite celebrity crush? Biggest
Oh
celebrity
my
crush.
God. ER Fight Master.
Nice answer. Would you rather have the
Ooh.
ability to travel in time or freeze time?
Travel in time.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
You wake up tomorrow and you can be in anyone else's body for the day. Who do you choose?
Okay, I interpreted. I heard you could wake up tomorrow in anyone else's bed.
Did I say Beth?
No, that's where my mind went.
That's an
Anyone
interesting. Let's
else's-
add it to the list.
And anyone else's body, who would I choose? Do you mean like body, like physically, or like someone else's life?
Same.
Okay.
Okay,
I say
because
life.
I'm
Body.
really okay. If it's body, I'm really into Rhea Ripley right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who that is, but look her up. She's a female wrestler.
Write that
Oh,
down.
okay. Look that up.
Is it hot in here?
Wow.
Rhea Ripley. Goddamn.
Great.
Someone else's life. I like my life.
Great.
Okay.
What was your first job?
I had a paper route.
Nice.
But
Biggest
my
pet.
first,
Oh.
sorry, I had a
No.
paper route, but my first like official, I don't know, official job was I worked at Tim Hortons. Very Canadian.
Oh my God. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest pet peeve.
I have so many. People who don't have good hand washing hygiene.
What is your
good,
favorite
good.
smell?
Gardenia.
Okay. Favorite curse word.
I don't think I have one.
That's a good answer. What is the scariest animal?
I'm scared of all bugs. Scariest animal.
Bug
I think
counts.
bugs counts.
Yeah.
Bugs count.
Okay, there's a
I'll take
giant
bugs.
centipede in my basement right now that's like really
no.
ruining my life.
Gross.
Oh,
It's-
God.
It's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
No.
It's so big and it's so thick, but I'm too scared. I can't kill bugs. I'm too scared. So
I'm the
it's
same.
just like
can't.
existing.
Ugh.
I gotta
hate-
get
just-
Tinkerbell down
too
there.
gross.
Can
Oh,
you send somebody down?
Put them to work.
Yeah.
okay.
That's right.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Red vines or Twizzlers?
Disgusting, both of them. I guess red vine though. I don't like.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Candy corn, yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
All right.
Now, Kiana, I hate to be the one to tell you this. So
my
far,
God,
you have
what?
our slowest time.
Okay. First of all, let me just
That's
say
okay.
this. No.
That's-
Hold on.
that's-
Hold
that's
on.
Okay.
I forgot that it was timed, and I didn't realize. I didn't
That's part of
realize
the
that I was
trick, right?
racing against other people.
You certainly were.
I like to give context, and I would like a redo.
And we have thoughtful answers as well.
We can't give you the
It doesn't.
redo.
Well, here's what I propose.
Okay, great.
Just take me out of the running
Oh no.
because
Oh.
I don't
Here's the
want a
thing.
bad score because I wasn't competing.
But here's the
Oh.
thing.
I'm competing.
We've only asked one other person, so in a couple of weeks you could be in the second place.
I doubt it.
We'll see.
I
We'll
want to
see.
be in first place or nothing.
Okay, well,
She's withdrawing from the competition.
I will not allow you to withdraw from the competition.
I.
Okay, I'll put an
Competitive
asterisk.
time for them. Yeah.
I'll put an asterisk by
how
your
about
time.
This was like a practice. This was like a trial
okay.
run.
Okay.
And so like next time we'll do it for realsies.
Okay,
Right.
perfect.
Yeah, because you'll probably forget some of the. We'll have some new questions in there.
I think we'll update these questions every now and then.
Are you guys gonna look up Rhea Ripley?
Okay, should we do that right
I
now?
already
Can you
did.
do it right now?
I already did.
Oh,
and
okay.
I mean, that is like
Guys, like my
nothing
body
but
temperature like raises when I just like I
muscle
think
and
Okay.
also like her without makeup.
I only see makeup pictures right
She
now.
seems pretty intense.
Oh wow!
It's
Damn.
Oh, wait, is that?
Oh yeah, I see with and without makeup. Wow, what a completely different look.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of like
yeah,
there's a lot of edits of her on TikTok. And here's the
Wow.
thing that's shocking.
What a badass.
She's straight. She's married to a man.
Okay, that is
Sure.
shocking.
It happens.
Shocking and upsetting.
They're out there.
No, why is
You know?
it upsetting? No, it's not upsetting.
The world wept. The world wept.
Listen,
when
Kyana, the world weeps for this all the time. Like this
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Are you
We're in
weep
good company.
consistently when I find things out like that.
We're in
the
good
time.
company.
are you a wrestling fan?
Now I am. But I did recently take up boxing.
I love boxing. I've done it for a long time. I
That's
love
a,
it.
Really?
that's a body bag right next to Wendy
yeah.
right there.
Right there. And I went to title boxing back in Texas. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And it was like the days you didn't want to work out. It was just get yourself in the door.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Just
That's the hardest part.
Tell yourself you're just going to give half effort, 50%, and you never do. You go full out. But I just being in that environment, I loved it. So I'm not as up on it when I have my own bag at my house, but I do enjoy it a lot.
It's like
Great
the
workout.
best workout I've ever had. It's full body.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure that I would like it because I'm like, oh, I'm not really like an angry person. I don't have a lot of like fight in me in that way. Apparently I do. Apparently I
Sounds
do.
like it. It's a great stress relief.
Very therapeutic. I did do also like an 8-week strength training program before that, and I'm happy that I did because I feel like I'd be in a much worse position now starting the boxing. But it was so much fun. So I'm not a gym person. I don't really work out. And I started this program and I love it. My goal going in was I just want to feel strong. I want to be able to like kick somebody's ass if I need to, and just feel like really empowered. And I totally did that. So we did like our baseline testing on the first day for a few different moves to find out like what your 1 rep max is. And then 8 weeks later, you go. I went 4 times a week, and then at the end they do the same testing again, and you can see how much you've improved. Let me tell you, my squat. I added 70 pounds to my squat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
That sounds like a
And
lot.
I didn't even do the full 8 weeks. I was like shooting for 2.5 of them. So 5.5 weeks. I had 70 pounds to my squat.
Wow.
My butt is insane right now.
Nice.
It's inspiring.
So now I'm doing it round 2 and we'll see the games. It's gonna be a hot girl summer.
You're doing round 2 plus boxing, or is like
I'm doing
boxing
round 2
100%?
plus boxing. I'm going 5 days
Dang.
a week now. It's a lot.
Dang.
I bit
Very
off
intense.
maybe more than I could chew. I'm very sore and very tired, but
Man.
it's all gonna pay off. Maybe one day I can wrestle Rhea. I don't know.
Oh, I see. That's
Now,
what
is
this is
Rip-
about.
Is Ripley her real last name?
For sure now.
Okay.
Oh, it's a great name though.
It's a great name.
Yeah, because that's pretty great.
I know.
So speaking of hot girl summer, what are your summer plans? So you're gonna have this like boxer body, okay? You're gonna be ready to kick
Hot
some
body.
ass.
Ready. Yep.
Hot body ready. I think I'm ready for a new hair style.
Okay.
I think I love the locks right now, but it it's going to be summer. It's going to be hot. I'm thinking I just need to like chop. I'm just going to do a big chop, short, curly.
That sounds satisfying, you know?
Yeah.
Especially for
yeah,
summer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I just want something like new and fresh. I have a couple of like little local trips planned.
Nice.
I want to go away. I want to be on a resort, living my best life.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just like travel and enjoying myself.
Great.
That's the goal. It's been a long winter.
It's a great summer plan.
We're out of Canadian hibernation.
How is the weather right now? I heard like you guys got a quick little cold snap after a couple of warm days.
It was super warm and summery. It was beautiful, and then it's like snowed,
Yeah.
of course. And right now it's just regular like rainy spring. We're getting there. We're getting there.
great.
Spring is always like it's up and down. It could be hot and it could be hailing. It just depends on the day. Sometimes the hour. But yeah, I'm also trying to be like more of a nature girl. So I'm trying to go out more and go hiking. Like in the city I'm in, there's like a ton of waterfalls and green stuff. So I'm trying to get outside more. I did just get a Nintendo Switch, so like
Ooh, what are you playing? What do we got?
I'm playing Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's such a great game. I was going to ask you if you've played that yet.
So beautiful.
So like relaxing.
I know. Well, yes. I'm stuck at a part right now, so I'm kind of like mad about it.
I understand.
I also started Animal Crossing because I heard so many good things about it during the pandemic, but like guys, it's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked into it and I was like,
I'm
I
like
don't get
nothing
it.
happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have played Harvest Moon, but my sister was like, "Oh, it's like a dumbed down version of Harvest Moon." Yeah, it's like fine. I guess it's like a relaxing game, but I get it. I think that it served its purpose during the pandemic when everyone was like, I just can't go anywhere, so I guess I'll go live on this island and like hang out with my friends virtually.
Like anything seemed exciting at that
Yeah.
point. It's like,
But I do have to be careful that I'm not like gaming for hours. And then the day's gone and I'm like, oh, I haven't gone outside today.
It gets away from you, especially in those like fantasy world type of games where it's
time.
like, I just want to stay here.
Zelda
3
Breath of
hours
the
is
Wild
gone.
is so pretty. And it made
beautiful.
me like when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, have you guys read or watched Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I've read it. The book is so much better than the movie.
I didn't see the movie. I
Don't.
didn't care to. Yeah.
Yeah, don't see it.
The book was great. But as I was playing Breath of the Wild, I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I get why somebody would rather go to like virtual reality than real life because this is prettier than real life. This is way prettier. And like, if this could just, if I could just log in, put on my little headset and just like run around a field and like pick
This is
berries,
it. Yeah.
like, why wouldn't I? I'm like, I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Roast
especially if
some
it's that
apples.
realistic. The virtual world's that realistic. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And like the sunsets
And the
and
music
just,
and the.
I'm like, why would I want real life when I could have this?
Exactly.
It's scary. Slippery slope. But yes, Zelda Breath of the Wild, incredible. I've been hearing stuff about it for God knows how long. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it before the new one comes out.
Yeah, right. It's coming out. I don't think we know when yet, but it's definitely coming.
Yeah.
Trailer looks awesome. Looks beautiful.
It's gonna be exciting.
Just gamer girls.
What? I didn't know you were a gamer. That's awesome.
Light.
So what do you want to plug? Do you have anything coming out? I know we don't know when Kat's movie's coming out. What's that movie called? I should have known that.
You know what? I don't. The title might change,
Got it. So it's
but it's called Flipped for Christmas.
Adorable.
I have another Christmas movie coming out called The Christmas Quilt,
Cute.
which I'm going in to do some ADR tomorrow. Some like
Fun.
additional dialogue recording, and to do some like post edit stuff. And what else? Yeah, I'm going to be shooting something for Hallmark. I cannot say what in the next couple of months, which should
Are
be
you winking?
fun.
Are you winking?
No, I'm not winking. Unfortunately, I'm not winking. But we'll keep you posted when that is, when I have more information. I think they're still writing the script, to be honest. So,
Oh, okay, cool. Exciting. All right.
Ooh.
Well, listen, thank you, Kyana, so much for coming back on. We will absolutely put an asterisk by your time on
Thank you so much. I
SNOP
appreciate
Seat.
that. Practice run.
And hopefully
Not for realsies.
hopefully we'll see you out there in some more conventions. Hopefully, this is
Absolutely. I would love that.
we would love it too. I'm sure everybody would love to come out and see it and do some start doing some more wacky photo ops with you.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Kyana, so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Mwah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I really wish Kyana was more charismatic. Such a bummer.
We really had to carry that conversation.
I mean, there's so many awkward pauses that we're gonna have to cut out of there, and I mean, frankly, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Man,
No. What an
No.
incredible.
Just want-
I'm such a big fan. I
just want to
love her
hang
so
out
much.
with her.
I know. She's the best.
Yeah, she's great, and she's a cat person. So
Oh, I meant
rest my
to ask
case.
if she watches Grays for ER Fight Master.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
I meant to go
I
back to
forgot.
that, and I forgot after
All right,
the
well,
SNOP Seat.
We'll have.
He has to.
We already
Yeah,
have
she
things to talk about with
Yeah.
her next time.
Okay.
And I did put an asterisk next to her name that her time was under protest. Basically, she is protesting her time, but
Under review.
it's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, I'm sorry, it's going in the books. It's part of our record. So we'll see. We'll see if I feel like she's at the end of this first SNOP Seat season, if you will. I don't think she's gonna be that far down at the bottom. I feel like she's
No.
gonna be up there. So we'll see. We'll see how our next guests do. But yeah, always fun to talk to Kyana, and can't wait to have her back. And we have
Yeah,
to
by
wait.
the
Like we can't have
time-
her back every week, so we have to like
No.
wait a while before we see her again.
By the time you and I do it, Kat, we're gonna nail it because we have heard the questions so many times.
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be a speed run.
Yeah.
But it is hard because there's so many good like follow up questions, But
Yeah.
it's like, oh, sorry, it's SNOP Seat. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Got to take notes.
That's
Come
right.
back to.
So yeah, thanks again, Kyana, for joining us. And guys, next week, big 200. Can't wait to
I
see
would.
what
I
we
would
figure
listen
out.
if I were you.
If you were me.
If I were everyone out there,
Oh,
not you specifically, Kat. I know you'll be listening.
yeah, we'll have some stuff planned. Maybe we'll have a list to talk about. Maybe we'll have some mail to read. So yeah, if you want to send something. Oh, I know. Okay, mail sackers. Of the 200 episodes that you've all listened to, obviously,
Yeah.
what's been your favorite? What sticks out? Let us know.
Wow, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah,
It's your homework.
You have a week to listen to every episode, and then tell us which one is your favorite.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
That's plenty of time.
All right, kids. Well, till next time, which is very quickly because we're going to do a bonus mail sack for you this week. But you can join us on the Twitter at SNOP Podcast with 1D.
Or Facebook and Instagram at She Nerds Out Podcast.
Send us an email at shenerdsOut@gmail.com or go to our website, shenerdsOut.com, for all your snopping needs.
All right. Rock on. Till next time. She nerds out.
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 She nerds out. We're girls that like girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
I think Tara's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Rock on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Rock on.
Rock on.
Trying to say
Rock
something
on.
else.
No, you're great.
Think it's something else to say.
You were
It's good.
great.
I
Don't
like it.
don't let Tara make you feel uncomfortable.
Don't
It
let
always
this
makes
face.
me feel uncomfortable.
It's just my face.
It's just your
It's
face.
my face.